For thousands of years, hordes of buried treasure have lain undisturbed. Now, two metal-detecting hotshots, who've discovered some of Britain's most incredible finds, are joining forces with an archaeologist to embark on an epic quest to unlock history and unearth treasure.
I found gold!
This is the type of signal that I live for. Wait, it's a hoard!
Hello, Gary!
And this is only the third one ever to be found in this country of these. So it's extremely rare.
He swims it again!
They are Gordon heritage.
First Roman coin!
Gary Brune.
This is my weapon of mass detection.
And Mike Webber.
What I want to know is the coin Viking?
They are the Hoard Hunters.
A hoard is a group of personal possessions that somebody in ancient times buried, and they intended to come back for it, but for whatever reason they couldn't. If we return to sites of scattered hoards, some of them must have been missed. Now we're returning to those sites with state-of-the-art metal detectors.
We have the latest technology that can go deeper, built-in GPS system that can analyse metals and know what those metals are before we even dig them out of the ground.
We could find missing items from the original hoard, or we could find other things that unlock the history of the site.
First rule of metal detecting, get permission from the landowner. Second rule of metal detecting, obey the Treasure Act. Third rule of metal detecting, record your finds. And the fourth rule of metal detecting, get yourself some toilet paper, because you never know where you need to go.
Metal detecting can also be very dangerous, so you've got to take precautions.
Holy snake!
We have 50 years of experience between us, a proven track record. We are the Hoard Hunters.
Coming up, the boys hit Bedfordshire, searching for a Roman hoard.
I can't get the coil in with the vegetation.
First Roman coin!
Beat ya!
Too late! Oh, there's a lovely head on this one.
Are you going to find some more?
I am.
But my minim is better than your minim.
I haven't got a minim. This is the type of signal that I live for. I'm enjoying it. It's a hoard! And this is only the third one ever to be found in this country of these. So it's extremely rare, very, very important find.
This is my kind of archaeology.
This time, I'm going to take you to a site of a massive hoard of over 1,400 coins.
How many?
1,400. Now, the actual pot was broken. So what I'm hoping that we can do is we can get there and we can find a few that's missed. And there is a really strong chance of finding a second pot. Now, I've been actually detecting this for a couple of years now, but I've got new equipment and I'm really, really excited to get back there this year because I think this could crack it. And what's really interesting about these coins are they had Roman propaganda on them, actually written on.
Propaganda in those days?
They did, yeah,
Serious?
because that particular time of history was so sort of depressed almost. Everybody was sort of raiding different parts of the empire. Things were not good in Rome. And people were there was quite a lot of hardship happening. So as a bit of propaganda, some of the coins in this hoard actually have "Happy Days Are Here Again" written on them.
You're pulling it.
No. Now, these coins were found by Barry Passon and Dave Phillips.
Dave, I know.
Dave has got an uncanny ability of being around when hoards come up.
Is he coming with us today?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes,
well,
yes.
then we're in.
Yeah, it's a dead set. He's going to be like our lucky charm, I'm sure.
You need a lucky charm?
Well, I don't, but you do. Of all the digs that we've done together, this is the one that has the potential of finding a whole new pot.
Happy days.
The Turvey hoard was huge, 1,400 Roman coins. That's an enormous number of coins. What were these coins doing all together, and why were they buried? I guess it's got something to do with the end of Roman Britain and the falling apart of the Roman Empire. So I think I need to find out what life was like in Britain at that time. Was it panic and devastation, or did things crumble quite slowly? These are the questions I'm going to have to answer if I want to unravel the mystery.
So just waiting for Gary now. He's a bit late, but at least gives me a chance for another cup of coffee. I have to have a cup of coffee before I go out hoard hunting. It's something to do with being addicted to caffeine, I think. What the hell's that?
Gordon! 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 Do not fear! I am here!
What the f...
Gordon! I'm the man with the crown. The Roman coins are going in the can, man. Gordon! I am the man with the plan. The Roman coins are in the can. Come on, let's get in the van.
So Gordon told me about the inscriptions on the Roman coins, about happy days, Roman propaganda. Well, it's, you know, I'm going to create my own propaganda. And I thought I can get in the field and I can encourage everybody and get them all into the vibe of finding Roman coins, loads of them.
Happy days are here again!
Will you shut up?
My plan is to keep the spirits up, the morale up. Hello, neighbours! Hello, hello!
I think he intends to shout at me all day through the megaphone, I just don't think that's going to help. Yeah, can I have a look?
No, you ruin it. Right, let's go.
Now, we've got permission from the landowner. We're off to Turvey. Just to the right here now, just past these houses, is where I found the Milton Keynes treasure, where the torques and bracelets came from. Two kilos of gold.
How much were these torques worth?
The reward was £270,000.
How much?
£270,000.
That's a lot of money.
Which was split between us and the landowner. Once we talk to Dave and Barry, work out where the best prospects of finding a hoard will be.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
I went out on the day. The fields had previously proven to be a bit dead, and I decided to go dead slow. Dave was working in the other field in the far corner, and I just turned the sensitivity right up and just got this faint signal and started scraping away the earth, and the signal got stronger. Dug down, found about 7 coins. I went down a bit further, found 22 in all, rang Dave, told him, and he was there before I could put the phone away. He had come straight across the field. And this is where it all stemmed from.
We started digging the hole out bigger and going round the sides, trying to find another signal. And there it was, this loud bang, you know, we thought we were it. Took the soil away, and there the pot was sitting, and it suddenly collapsed and all the coins fell out. Just wonderful. A bit of a cuddle and silly nonsense. And
It was incoherent at the time.
yeah, it's quite a strange feeling, I'll tell you. When it does happen to you, honestly, it's just incredible. I carry a picture, actually, of the hoard because it means that much to us. It's just something I look at daily, really, because we're so proud of it. Where we found the hoard, the archaeologists do believe it's a midden, like a rubbish dump. So perhaps in the darkness and night, someone has gone out there with their rubbish and gone, we'll bury them here, right? Who knows? But I mean, why would you bury what we call treasure today in a rubbish dump? It's a good way that nobody ever notices it and digs it up, you know?
We are now off-road.
Fine, Daddy. Good to see you again, mate.
Good to see you again, boys.
I'll see you, Barry. I'll see you. You're looking fine? Great. So, where's all this treasure?
Barry, you got the map, mate?
You got a map?
I hope you put an X on it. It's a proper pirate's map.
There's the map.
Right.
just below the 6 and 4.
And I believe you think there's also a chance of actually finding something in this field.
Well, that's where the majority of the coins have come out of.
Well, let's see if we can do it again.
You're going to show me where it is?
Yeah, over here, boys. Let's go.
Okay then. All right. First signal. Right. I think it's just something in this lump. Sometimes these low tones can turn out to be Roman coins. Unfortunately, it's not. It's a piece of lead. Tiny piece of lead, first signal. Can only get better. But detector's working okay. Have you found anything yet, Gary? And he can't hear me.
Well, the Romans used to throw coins into springs of votive offerings, so I don't know. I'm going to have a look. I can't get the coil in with the vegetation. I haven't even got an iron signal. There's nothing here. It's as clean as a whistle.
That sounds a bit better. That's not a piece of lead. It is a hobnail. These hobnails were actually in the shoes and boots of Romans, because obviously they threw away the shoes. The leather has gone from the shoes, and you just remain with these. They're still very interesting, but they are what we're trying not to really dig these up. Next signal, I promise, will be a coin.
I'm just trying round the bottom of this tree trunk. See if I can find anything here. Wow, I found loads of stuff. Wow. And I have found a hoard of shotgun cartridges. Flipping loads of them. How many detectives have come in here and thought, no, I'm not going to go and detect there. There's loads of shotgun cartridges. So, thinking out the box, I think, OK, there may be Roman coins here that they've never looked for. Whoa. Yep. So the detectives that never detected here were right. It's a shotgun cartridge. Fill the hole in.
This could be something. Could be a piece of lead, though. Right, it's out of the hole. There it is. And it's the first Roman coin. Gary! First Roman coin! He's ignoring me now. Very nice condition. Pop it in my mouth. Licking off some of the dirt. Right, it's got Victory, a winged Victory. It's one of the gods, probably on the prow of a boat. And on that side, you've got a face facing towards my finger. Gary! Gary! He's ignoring me. He obviously knows that I found something.
I think I have one here.
He's going to find one now and claim that he's found the first one, but I've found the first one. Basically, this one isn't actually one of the emperors. It's got a...
I've got one. A Roman coin. I've got one.
I can't remember the name of them. I'm sure that Mike will be able to tell me the type. So that's number one.
Right, go on, what have you found?
I got the first Roman coin.
No, you didn't. I got the first one. You just didn't hear me get it.
I think I found the first one and you were ignoring me. Let me have a look at that. What's that? Look, mine's got a head on it. That might mess up my
Put
case.
it in there.
I had the first one.
No, you didn't. I did.
No, I had the
How do you
first
know?
one.
You just called me over, said, Gary, look what I've got.
I was calling you for 5 minutes before you came over.
I didn't hear you.
A small Roman coin. Can't quite work out what's on it.
Well, the Romans were here, but I'm not sure they had a halfpence piece.
Well, while you're eating, I'll show you what I found. I've got 3 nice Roman coins now. That's my nicest one. It's got a helmeted Roman. Can you see it?
I'm sorry.
On this side, it's got a helmeted Roman. A Roman with a helmet on.
Right. What is mine?
That one.
Any idea?
Well, no, it's covered in rubbish.
All right, OK. But my minim is better than your minim.
I haven't got a minim.
What's that then?
That's not a minim.
What's that then?
That's not a minim.
What is it?
It's bigger than a minim. Minims are really small.
Are they smaller than that?
Smaller than
oh,
that.
All right, well, there's mine there. I've got another one, yeah. The creme de la resistance, the Queen Elizabeth.
What, these are the first or second? That's just a halfpenny.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Take that
No,
rubbish away.
put it in there.
No.
It's a coin.
I'm not having rubbish in my lucky tin. I reckon we get loads more this afternoon. I hope Mike's having as much success as we are.
What's really exciting about this hoard is that it comes from the mid-4th century. This is only about 50 years before Rome withdrew from Britain altogether. There are 2 halves to the hoard. One half has the slogan, "Happy days are here again," which they certainly weren't. Britain and Rome were being invaded by barbarians and the like. This is Roman propaganda. Basically saying, hey guys, don't worry about it, we've got everything in control, when they didn't. And that left space for usurpers, people to come up in those places and challenge the authority of Rome. Now, these coins have the name of 2 usurpers on them, and that's Magnentius and Dicentius. And these guys, they couldn't just walk into a position of power, they had to gain support. And the one way to do that is to mint coins, whack your head on front of a coin and then spread it out across the nation. Rome didn't take this kind of thing lying down. The usurpers were quashed. They came down heavy on them. And in fact, this happened to Magnentius and Dicentius. But that wasn't enough. Rome wanted to make sure that their supporters didn't rise up again. So basically, they sent their heavies over to Britain to crush any support there might have been. So it was a pretty scary time in Britain. And certainly, this is not a time you'd want to get caught with coins in your pocket, with the names of Magnentius and Dicentius on them. That really would not be a good idea. So I think this is the reason that the hoard was buried when it was.
Has he found another Roman? Oh, I reckon he has. What's that? It's a silver, I think. Could be anything. That makes a change from Roman coins, doesn't it? A bit of silver. Do me.
Right, so another 15 minutes detecting, then down the pub. Dave and Barry are coming down and we can show what we found, compare finds, and try to make a decision of what we're going to do tomorrow.
Sounds good. I'll show you what. Whoever finds the first Roman coin, the other one buys the beer.
OK. As long as you don't cheat. Oh, got a signal. Oh, Roman. I've never had to buy Gary a drink in my life. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, I'm not going to lose this bet. That's that's a refreshing signal, that is. Oh yes, I can almost taste the beer there. The lucky so-and-so. It's only a bit of silver paper. God, can't believe that. Starting to feel the pressure now.
Well, this is where I got all my coins from, so the odds are, if I can get there before he does, I'm going to find one. Don't usually detect this quick.
That's a coin. Stop the clock! It's not a hoard, but it's the next best thing. That is Gary's pint to me. He does make these ridiculous bets sometimes. There's not a hope in hell him ever beating me. Gone from there all the way to there and not found a Roman coin. There must be hundreds of them. So if he finds one now, you do realise he's going to claim that he found the first one.
I'll get ya!
Got ya!
5 minutes too late!
Beat ya!
Too late!
No!
You walked over 100 yards to find that coin when you had one at your feet.
No,
Yes, you
no.
did.
Listen.
Do you know how you've lost?
I haven't lost.
My wallet's not here, it's in the hotel. So you're gonna have to buy the drinks anyway. Now, Gordon, calm down, calm down.
How many did you get?
I don't know, I've lost count.
Because I found 8, 9, 10.
I'm impressed you can count.
That's Sesame Street for you.
How many reckon I had?
That's a button. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8.
That's a piece of silver.
No, it's not. It's a piece of Coke can.
Romans didn't have Coke cans.
Yeah, and it's not made of silver either. So that's 10 coins to 8 coins.
Yeah.
I am the winner.
That's okay. I am not worried. In fact, I'm such a man, Gordon, that I will congratulate you. But it just...
No, don't get violent. It's only a game, and I'm the winner. So is this sort of what you'd expect on a day's detecting now on your fields? Obviously, we didn't find the hoard. We'd have loved to have pulled that big pot out.
Thing is, you never know, but I'd be satisfied with it for a day out.
Yeah. I think the main thing is tomorrow, I'm not going to go for these small ones anymore. I'm going to switch my tactics to the deep seeker only.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to stick it out for that one big signal.
Yeah.
If you can get yourself a nice silver coin, that would be good.
Yeah, cool. Sounds like a plan.
It sounds like a plan indeed. One of your famous plans. New day, Gary. Hi, mate. Right, so I'm going to go straight onto the deep detectors. I'm going to put on a big coil and I'm going to try to find something big and deep. The great thing about this machine, because this is a very mineralised site, mineralisation to this machine is invisible, so it gets a lot deeper. Now, I can find individual coins, and I will dig them when I actually can identify them, but my real hope is that I can get something a lot deeper. It would be nice just to get the icing on the cake. You know, maybe a Roman silver coin, maybe a brooch, something just a little bit different. It makes you wonder why all these coins are everywhere.
Yeah,
I
holes in the pockets.
Yeah, it could be holes in their pockets, but I think that they were so low value, the coins, that if they dropped them, a bit like when we used to drop our half peas, we wouldn't go and pick them up. I mean, how many times you walk around and see coins just laying around in garages and you'd feel almost embarrassed to pick them up because they've got such a low value. I think that was exactly the same even in the Roman times. You also got to remember, they were here 400 years losing these coins. There's a lot of coins in 400 years.
he's off looking for his hoards. I'm gonna find these little babies. Yeah, cool. Let's find some more.
Oh, there's a lovely head on this one. Can you see them? Modern farming now, they're just tickling around on the surface. They're not getting down to where they used to get, say, 20 years ago. So it's what you sometimes find is the coins that are a little bit deeper tend to be in better condition. And that extra depth is thanks to this machine and the big coil. Gary's probably got 20 by now, but he's only scratching in the surface for the grotty ones. I'm getting the much better quality ones that are deeper.
Well, that's 2 Roman coins for me this morning in 20 minutes. I hope Mike's pleased with what I found.
I've learned all about Magnentius and Ticentius, the Roman usurpers, and I've learned about politics in Rome as it's all beginning to crumble. What I want to find out now is actually what it was like to live in those really frantic times. It must have been pretty scary, so I've come here to meet an expert who's going to tell me all about life in late Roman Britain. Good morning.
Hi, Mike.
Peter.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah.
So, what have you brought me here for?
Well, just over here, we have Milton Keynes' famous Roman villa. So let's go and look at it.
Great. So, Peter, who would have lived in a villa like this?
I think the common misconception is that this is some kind of Italian immigrant that lives in these kind of villas. By the 4th century, they're inhabited by a landowning class who may have some kind of centurion lurking 300 years up the family tree, but basically they're local families. I mean, this is what's so clever about the Roman system. All the locals buy into it. And this is why everyone takes on Roman culture. If you don't take on Roman culture, you can't be part of it. And like all one-party systems, there are plenty of opportunities to benefit, but if you get on the wrong side of it, it's extremely nasty.
The hoard that I've been studying was only deposited, we think, about 50 years or so before the Romans actually left Britain. So what I really want to find out today is what life was like here in Britain at that rather manic period.
It's probably manic, but I imagine that the people at the time didn't realize that. You tend to get regimes that are there for 15, 20 years, and then someone dies, or an issue comes up and there's a usurper, and it's incredibly messy for 5 years, and then it settles down again. A usurper appears, like Magnentius. He gathers army support, but he also has to gather support among landowners, amongst people who run these kind of villas, because a usurpation relies on money, which relies on the tax flow. And these people are the people who exact that money and keep a regime running. So any Roman regime, you hear most about the military support for it, but there's also landowner support for it. That's crucial. My best guess about that hoard is that you're looking at someone who got on the wrong side of an attempt to build one of these usurping regimes, and they never came back to get it. So it would be very nasty for them.
So when the Roman army left, it left these people incredibly vulnerable. What did they do to protect themselves?
Well, against the local peasants, they've got their own sort of local heavies, their own thugs that they hire in. Actually, the Latin term that you see in the sources is pueri, the boys. Which has a nice modern ring to it.
So kind of more like bouncers than any serious protection?
Yeah, I mean, they're good for keeping peasants in line and knocking a few peasant heads together, but they're not going to fight off a bunch of Anglo-Saxon invaders for you.
Right, right. Well, thanks very much, because I've learned a huge amount. Shall we have another look around? Beautiful morning, we may as well make the most of it.
Absolutely. And there's that really interesting little bath complex over there in the corner.
No hoards yet. Oh.
How's it going? A happy day's here again?
Yeah, my happy days are here again.
Are they really happy?
Yeah.
Are you going to find some more?
I am. I'm going to find loads.
Are you feeling them coming up from the ground? They've all got your name written on. They've got Gordon written on.
Yes.
OK, so I can put this away?
You can put that away. I'm happy.
Oh, good man.
I'm happy now you put it away.
Are you sure you're happy?
Yes, I'll be happier when you put it away.
All right, I'm putting it away.
Another coin there. There's coins all around us still. There's probably another coin. This is the type of signal that I live for. Only about 1 in 10 turns out to be a hoard. Usually it's a deep ploughshare or something, but the anticipation until you get down there, you'll get down there and you'll either see a piece of rusty metal or the top of a pot. And that's so exciting when it's the top of the pot. Well, at the minute, it's a hoard. If I dig down and it's not, then it's disappointment. So I might as well just enjoy it for the moment. I'm enjoying it. That's a hoard! Hey, Gary, come have a listen to this. What's that sound like?
Sounds like a big signal. Did you find any signals coming in off it as well?
Coins all around it, all in this area.
It's got the small coil. I've got my probe on as well.
If these coins are to do with the possible hoard, then what's happened is the plough's hit it and has brought a few up.
Any bits of pot coming out? Is that a bit of pot?
Bits of pot.
Uh-oh. No. That is very promising. Oh, Gordon, if you do this, man. Yeah, that's there.
I don't like the target trace that's thrown up there. It's still a long way down.
That's pot. Flipping heck, that's pot.
There could be anything buried on a field like this. I mean, if we used to dig down now, go a bit further and find the top of a pot, then we'd have to stop and bring in the archaeologist to actually excavate it. Until then, I need to know what this is. OK, well, that's iron. Iron. There's iron down here.
A big piece of iron. I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, it's not a pot of coins. I can see it. It's something big and iron. It's quite a long way down. I mean, this could have been even a ditch for a hedge, so it could be just the 19th century. I feel it would be a little bit irresponsible now to remove it out of situ. I think it'd be better for the I'm tempted to remove it, but I think the archaeologists should do it, and then they'll be able to record, you know, the layers and everything that is where it is and everything.
But it's a result, Gordon. Well done, man. You found it. That's a hoard. A hoard of iron.
So the next thing we've got to do is just ring our finds liaison officer, report this, take a GPS reading so they can find it again. We've come across a large piece of iron. I would estimate it's probably going to be 80 pounds or more in weight. Yep. OK, no problems. Bye now. Bye. What he said is he doesn't want us to backfill it because it nearly killed him when they were digging up their hoard, when they had to dig out the pot. So he wants us just, what I've said, I'll try to disguise it a little bit, just put a little bit of soil over it, and then he can come in tomorrow after ringing Dave and Barry, and they'll then excavate it and keep us informed.
That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Don't want to make it too hard.
Jobs are good, and I'm really chuffed, mate. You did well there.
Yep.
That was a plan that came
good.
Came great.
Under the direction of the archaeologists, they're allowing us to dig it. That's me and Barry, and we're so excited to be here again. It'd be great. What do you reckon, mate?
Let's get to it, shall we?
Let's go for it, yeah?
Yeah.
Here we go. We're starting to get movement. Now I'm going to try and see if I can lift the weight of it, because I think it's going to be rather heavy. God, it weighs a ton. All right. The metal piece is out. It needs to be brushed off, and then who knows? There could be more to be seen.
What we're trying to find is obviously a coin of Magnentius or Decentius, because that's what the original hoard was. There it is.
Right, let's go.
I wonder where the hell he's bringing us.
I ain't got a clue. Just give me the postcode, and that was it.
I'm waiting here outside this pub for the boys because half of the coins in the original hoard had the Roman slogan which translates to "Happy days are here again." And what better place to celebrate happy days? There were really turbulent times in late Roman Britain. lots of ups and downs, you know, happy times and then seriously panic-stricken times as regimes changed. People needed protection. And as I never know what mood the boys are going to be in, I've brought along my own protection, known as Sexy Dave in the industry. You ready for him, Dave?
We're ready for them.
I've cleaned up all the coins.
Right.
And one of the coins in particular is really interesting, especially when you actually consider what the original hoard was. There's the lump of iron as well. In the end, it's turned out to be really important, something that I've never found before, and something that only a few have ever been found of.
Really?
Yeah, so I can't wait to tell Mike
Well, what is
about
it?
Oh, you have to wait.
You do this all the time.
Because I like keeping an idiot in suspense.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Hey!
There he is.
Hello, Mike!
Oh, I bet you get out of here.
He's gone. He's left me. He's deserted me. All right, Mike.
Salvete, pueri.
What's that?
What do you mean, what's that?
What's that mean?
That's my Latin. Hello, boys. That's how it translates.
I better get the fines.
I'll give you a hand.
Leave you inside.
You take this. If not, he's going to wrap it round my head.
Okay.
Get it back in. Don't drop it, you know. Flipping hurt if you get that on your foot.
Morning, sir. Can you put the box on the table, please?
What's this about, Mike?
Find out later.
Can you empty all your pockets onto the table for me, please, sir? Sir, if you just take a step back, please. I'll speak to you in a moment.
I used to be in the SAS, mate. I'm just warning you before we get there.
Sir, if you'd like to step forward for me, please, empty your pockets onto the table. That's great, thank you. If you'd like to make your way in.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
His hands were everywhere, and they were cold. So what was that about?
It's to do with something that I've been researching, so we'll get to that later. Here's to happy days.
Happy days.
And were they happy days at Turvey?
They were. We were digging up some really nice coins, and then I got a signal. I got one of those signals that I straight away knew this was going to be a bit special. It's something I've never found before, and in fact, not many people have ever found anything like this in this country.
Can't wait to see it. But before I do, let me tell you a little bit about what I've been up to. So I started off by looking at the very end of Roman Britain. And actually that doesn't come until the 5th century. And what happens there is all the troops leave and the Roman administration with it. And that leaves the rich Romano-British people totally unprotected. I mean, they're living in villas, you know, they're not living in castles, they're not living in hill forts, you know, they've got no defence at all. So what they do is bring in the pueri. Pueri.
Yeah.
The boys, as in the lads, you know, they bring in the heavies.
So that's what Sexy Dave was for.
He finally got it! You're not going to give me any trouble, are you?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Dave, thanks a lot.
So I bet you'd like to see the finds.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have them here. What we're seeing is a lot, on the first day, was a lot of these small coins. And these are like literally copies of 4th century coins. As you can see, they're tiny little ones, but there is some detail on them.
How did you spot that?
I found that
amazing.
Yeah, these are the true
Well done.
minims.
So these are really late, aren't they? These are later than the
These are all 4th century, right at the end of the empire. People were making their own copies for the small change, I suppose.
Right.
So that was those. The second day, I wanted to actually find some bigger stuff, and as you can see,
size matters, huh?
Yeah. Well, it does, because the bigger coins mean that they haven't been rolled around quite so much. Because if they had, then the other guys would have found them. These are slightly deeper, and as you can see, there's a lot more detail on these. And some of these coins have actually got the name Arcadius. Literally, one of the last coins you will find will be these coins of Arcadius, because after that, we were no longer in the Roman Empire here.
These haven't been knocked around by the plough at all, have they?
No.
So these are the coins that were kind of, as everything was falling apart and the barbarians are invading, this is what was left.
These are what would have been in people's pockets at that time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But we went there to find something from the hoard, or at least from that period of the hoard. Yeah. So the last coin is actually a coin of Magnentius. You have a coin of Magnentius, which sort of ties everything together.
That's brilliant.
That is a coin of Magnentius.
Oh, that is excellent.
That's a result.
So
Well done, guys.
Which
Oh,
is,
that's brilliant.
Also, on the back of it, it's actually got victory holding a wreath. So it's all again. It's a bit of propaganda, a bit of a
that's
poke
brilliant.
at Rome, saying, you know, I am victorious.
Yeah.
I have made this coin, and
I've seen these things in pictures. That's brilliant. That's a real piece of late Roman Britain.
we'll have to hand that in, because if it is part of the hoard, then that'll have to go and join the rest of them.
I mean, this is exactly what you went there to do,
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
it? Was
Yeah.
to add to that hoard.
But then
This
we
is the
started,
icing on the
we
pop
started
cherry.
moving out to see if there was any more pots of coins.
Okay.
And there wasn't. But there was a big signal. And that's no joke. There it is.
What is it?
There it is. So first of all, I thought it was just pig iron.
Pig iron, of course, it's like iron before it's been made into anything. Raw material. And you could get a lot of tools, a lot of stuff made out of that.
I took pictures of it and sent it to a professor, a metallurgist in Oxford University, and he says it's not actually pig iron at all. He says that this is technically called bloomery iron, and 4 pieces have made this item, and it is in fact an anvil.
An anvil?
An anvil, a Roman anvil. Only a handful of these have ever been found. One was even found in Pompeii, and this is only the 3rd one ever to be found in this country of these. So it's extremely rare, very, very important find.
This is a completely different aspect of life
Well,
in
this
Roman
is
Britain.
something I've never found anything
Certainly
like
different.
this.
Someone made his entire living out of this object.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Someone spent all day, every day, hammering stuff on this.
Yeah.
Now, to me, that's special, because this would have been worth more than gold to the guy who owned it.
It was his
You
living.
know, without
this was putting food on the table.
Absolutely right.
For me, this was like the cherry on the icing on top of the cake.
You're a
To
sick
quote,
archaeologist.
to quote one of your things. But it is very tactile.
No,
it's
I'm fed up.
lovely.
So much history, so much archaeology is about rich people,
Yeah.
you know, and this is about a working man, you know. This is my kind of archaeology. I just think that is absolutely beautiful.
So, I mean, you could picture that back in the times when the guy was burying his coins of Magnentius and Decentius, there was this guy thinking, oh my God, if they come in, they might confiscate my livelihood. So he then buried that, and for whatever reason, couldn't come back. So this is like his hoard, his treasure that he buried.
It's a very personal item. It's just amazing, because we started off with a hoard, and, yep, you found a bit more of it.
Yep.
Great. And now we've got a real person on the site. You know, this has not been carried far.
Exactly.
Set by you. But this wasn't carried far. You know, the guy that was using this lived pretty near to the spot that you found it. So we've not only got a load of history, a huge story, we've got a really personal piece of that. Absolutely fantastic. I am really blown away.
So
with
you
this
think
story.
we've had a successful
Did
dig?
you proud?
Yes, I would, and I think happy days are here again.
Yes.
Cheers.
One more thing, Gordon.
What? I am the greatest detectorist in the world? Is that
No, 3rd ever found in the UK.
stupid thing? I've had enough of this.
No, I
I've had
don't.
enough of this. I want to...
For thousands of years, hoards of buried treasure have lain undisturbed. Now, 2 metal-detecting hotshots who've discovered some of Britain's most incredible finds are joining forces with an archaeologist to embark on an epic quest to unlock history and unearth treasure.
I found gold!
This is the type of signal that I live for. Wait a minute, that's a hoard!
Get
And this is only the third one ever to be found in this country of these. So it's extremely rare.
He swims it again!
They are Gordon heritage.
First Roman coin!
Gary Brune.
This is my weapon of mass detection.
And Mike Webber.
What I want to know is the coin Viking?
They are the Hoard Hunters.
A hoard is a group of personal possessions that somebody in ancient times buried, and they intended to come back for it, but for whatever reason they couldn't. If we return to sites of scattered hoards, some of them must have been missed. Now we're returning to those sites with state-of-the-art metal detectors.
We have the latest technology that can go deeper, built-in GPS system that can analyse metals and know what those metals are before we even dig them out of the ground.
We could find missing items from the original hoard, or we could find other things that unlock the history of the site.
First rule of metal detecting, get permission from the landowner. Second rule of metal detecting, obey the Treasure Act. Third rule of metal detecting, record your finds. And the fourth rule of metal detecting, get yourself some toilet paper, because you never know where you need to go.
Metal detecting can also be very dangerous, so you've got to take precautions.
Holy snake! We have 50 years of experience between us, a proven track record. We are the Hoard Hunters.
Coming up, the boys search Wendover for a hoard of medieval coins.
19 pennies from the Plantagenet period. But who are the Plantagenets?
Lay in bed at night just thinking, what if, what if? Stop messing around, start finding some treasure.
I mean, come off it, guys. We've been here an hour. Think I got one? Then, get it! The Green Unit!
Were dealt with harshly.
I could kiss you!
The Hoard Hunters did it.
You sure did.
Right, here it is. The Land Rover 101, the dog's danglies. And I tell you what, Gordon is not going to like it one bit.
Gary's, he likes his toys, and he doesn't seem to have much common sense sometimes.
He's gone away. Go, mate. Oh. This vehicle's good for me and Gordon because, you know, you got to think positive. Think of all the treasure I can get in the back of that. You're going to love it. Look, all the room, you can get over 1 ton of treasure in there. And we can even drop it out of a plane as well at the same time.
I should have gone and got the car.
I don't know which one he's going to dislike most, me or the truck.
I'm lost for words.
What did they do?
The last time
Rolls
I'm ever
Royce.
going to send you to get a vehicle.
It's a breather pipe.
It's a breather pipe. He does it every time. You know, we need comfort. We need.
No, what do we need
travel.
comfort for? Of course, it's safe. It was a military vehicle.
Doesn't look very comfortable though. Well, this dig is very interesting because the Peter, who you'll meet later, actually walked out into his field and found, I think, 19 coins straight off. Now, straight away he knew there was more coins there, but his machine couldn't get down to them deeper, so he basically has invited us over. They're what's called the short cross coinage. They're late 12th century and then through to about halfway through the 13th century. Hopefully we'll be finding whole pennies. But when it got to the reign of Henry III, he actually issued round half pennies and round farthings. Now these are extremely rare. So if we were really, really lucky, we could maybe get a little round half penny or a round farthing. And these are worth thousands of pounds. They're that rare.
I'm going to find one.
There's no point in taking those big monocoils because that interference is just going to drive us mad.
So we use the double D ones?
Yeah.
So, yeah. OK, cool. Well, should we get to it then?
Let's go for it.
Yes!
Music to my ears!
I swear, Carbon... You don't even see from... Clean it, then.
Get it!
This hoard consisted of 19 pennies from the Plantagenet period. But who are the Plantagenets? They were a group of kings, a family of kings, who reigned for several hundred years between the Normans and the Tudors. But no one really seems to know much about them, me included. The coins were short cross pennies, and apparently these are really quite important coins. But I don't know why. I'm certainly not a coin expert. But Gordon is, and medieval is his period. So if I'm going to get one up on him, I'm going to need to find out an awful lot, not just about the Plantagenets, but also about their coinage. So I'm going to go off to Winchester to meet a real expert who I'm told knows even more about medieval coins than Gordon does.
I mean, normally when we drive out to a site where we might find a hoard, I'm usually quite excited. But today, I must admit, I'm frightened to death. It's a real buzz. This drive out is what the hobby's all about. And when you're searching hoards, it's the anticipation of what could be there. I mean, you lay in bed at night just thinking, what if? I feel sick. Actually, we just actually come past another hoard site. A guy farming who's ploughing out in these fields to the right here, and he came across loads of gold coins. Now, this is back in the early 19th century. He called the policeman out, and the policeman came out, picked up all the coins, gave him £10 reward, and that was the last anybody ever heard of it. And it's one of those big mysteries in this area. Who was this policeman? What were the coins, and where the hell did they go? It feels like we're about to die.
There's so many gadgets on switches on this. Look at this one. Infrared. What's that about? I think it was used by the military. You can shine an infrared onto the car in front, and then you can follow them with your night vision goggles. But we're not going to go there. Let me get through there! Get in there!
You are not going to get in there.
Get over!
I'm not with you! I'm not with you! I must admit, I don't like this vehicle because there's like fumes coming in there. I'm sure it's carbon monoxide.
It's not at
coming
all.
in.
Only on your side.
Well, I hadn't been detecting for quite some time, but on this particular nice evening, I thought I'd just walk across and see if there's anything there. And to my astonishment, in about an hour, I had found 3 of these little hammered coins, these silver pennies. Now, I only use a fairly basic detector, so I contacted my friend, who has a much moderner machine, and we both searched for several evenings that week, and we were quite astounded. We found about 22. The first 3 coins were found in the vicinity of that telegraph pole, about 10 yards either side of it. And then, as they started coming to the surface, they were all still within that area. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's more coins to be found in this field, and that's the reason why I got in contact with Gordon and Gary, because they've got all the high-tech gear to basically get them out. And I think that they would be well suited to seeing if there's anything left in this field, and I'm pretty sure there is. Well, as you can see, I've cut the field and I've rolled it with this rather ancient tractor and a Cambridge press. And the idea of that is to press the soil right down, and that should enhance Gordon and Gary's chances of making some decent finds.
I can't see.
I can't see. Don't worry about it. We'll feel it.
Right, there's definitely a grey car. Go, go, go. Watch out for the bike. Don't run the bike over. It's out, he stopped.
I've seen it stop, don't worry.
I'm sorry, but this will never grow up.
When this is filled with a ton of treasure, delivered to the British Museum.
I'm worried. There is so many fumes coming in here. Honestly, I swear I'll get it. Oh. All right, stop.
Thing with that ring ditch.
This is it. I'm going to probably track myself with a GPS going backwards and forwards, so I'll be doing my own thing. The three of you just go wherever you like. If you do find anything, shout. Pen. Okay. There's one for you.
One?
Yeah. You're not going to find any more than that, Gary.
OK, guys, come on, let's get out and find it. We've got a long day ahead of us. Let's go.
Lots of interference.
This is a big signal. A big signal. I mean, do you know what? If this is that Bronze Age axe I've always wanted, I don't know what to say. In fact, I'll leave the film shoot, I'm gone. For the depth of that thing. I mean, if this is a Bronze Age axe, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I left it. Oh, no. See, there? Just missed it. It could be a Bronze Age sword for me. Completely off. What's that? What'd I tell you? I said it could be iron. Part of a flipping plough, a bit of farm machinery. And guess what it is? It's part of a plough.
Stop messing around, start finding some treasure.
I mean, come off it, guys. We've been here an hour, right? Just over an hour. You know, it's nothing for the detectives. We can go, mostly we go out, get up, and go home. I get up about 7 o'clock, and we're out till about 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night sometimes. So, I mean, just 1 hour is, no matter how much you try and put pressure on me, it won't work because we've got a long day left yet.
So high tone, so it means it's more likely copper. Wish I had £1 for every one of these I found dug up. It's a shotgun cartridge end, the plague of metal detecting. There's more of these found than anything else because every farmer has a shotgun and they all shoot out in their fields.
It's a good signal, guys. Come on. Think I got one. Think we're in. This just proves to you that, you know, sometimes you get all these people saying metal detectors, they go out and hoover out thousands and thousands of coins out the ground, and we're just showing you now it's not all hunky-dory all the time. I'm still gonna go for it. I'm not giving up.
So yeah, I think it's probably started off life as a gem, which is a gaming token. These are sort of 17th century, 18th century. They probably circulated as sort of small change, you know, fractions of a penny. Odd one out here, but it looks like I'm gonna have to rely on that hotspot to produce the first coins.
Where'd it go? It is totally worthless. I mean, finding a signal and losing it, that was a signal. You all heard it. You heard it, but it's gone. It can't be gone. It's got to be here. I know for certain it was there. I know it. I know that signal was there.
He's got one! Then got it! The Green Goddess!
It's a coin.
That's what we're after. If you can see, it's called short cross coinage because there's a small cross on the reverse. The ground hasn't been too sort of kind to this one. It's got a little crack on there, so we have to be careful with that. You could have found a perfect one. And there's the king. I don't know if you can see the king there. I mean, you really have to look at all the letters, how the letters were done. But the image looks like King John. It's quite a thin bust. But what a relief that is.
Well, the drinks are on Gordon, I reckon. But there again, he wasn't in the bet, you'd say.
Yeah, well done, Gary. It's definitely your day so far. Apart from Gary's one coin.
Can't say that again.
Gary's one coin.
You're gonna have to pull your finger out, mate.
Yeah. Most of this is pretty much junk. I mean, I think it's been successful. I mean, job's done. We wanted to come back and actually find one of these short cross pennies. It would be nice to get some more, but I mean, this is pretty much what I suppose if we logically looked at what we were going to find, this is pretty much what you'd find on most fields, with the icing on the cake.
Well, the guys are going after a Plantagenet hoard, and I must be honest, I wasn't quite sure where the Plantagenets fit into the scheme of things. But they're actually a very important dynasty of kings, and they ruled from the 12th century right the way through until when the Tudors took over in the 15th century, so over 300 years. And they made some very important changes in England's coinage. I'm here in Winchester to meet someone who's going to tell me all about that coinage and how it changed throughout the Plantagenet period. Now, Gordon is the coin king, and what I really need to do today is find something out about these coins so I can just get one bit up on him. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Mike. Good to see you.
Thanks very much for coming here and letting me rack your brains.
It's a pleasure.
Why have you brought me here to Winchester?
Well, Winchester's an important place. William I, when he comes here, kills Harold, takes the throne of England. He inherits from the Saxons a very efficient form of minting practice. Lots of mints, lots of money years. After the death of William in 1087, we see a degradation in the quality of the coins. Henry, the younger brother of William, seizes the royal treasury here and then hies to London to grab the crown.
This is Henry I.
Henry I, that's right. During his reign, the coinage is so distrusted that the mints have to actually snick or snip the edge of the coin for fear that it...
Oh, they're testing it?
Yeah, they're proving that their coin is OK.
This is not good when we're trading with Europe.
No,
and if
we get parallels today. If there's no confidence in a currency, all sorts of problems happen.
Absolutely.
So come 1124, things have got to the point where change has got to happen. So the king calls all of the moneyers from across the country to come here.
How does one become a moneyer? Who were they?
Well, at this period, a moneyer was a man of substance. He wasn't the man who actually physically made the coins. He was the man responsible for the coins. So he was responsible for the fineness, the quality of the alloy. And if something was going wrong in the mint under his control, he was in trouble. So we know that Henry's called 150-odd moneyers to Winchester, probably not that far from where we're standing, and a big trial is held. And we know from contemporary records that 2/3 of them, about 94, were dealt with harshly, and the punishment was mutilation.
Right.
I mean, I can demonstrate this on you if you wish.
I'm not a moneyer.
Well, OK. But the mutilation was the loss of your right hand and the loss of one testicle. That simple. And for a time, the measure seems to have been effective. The coins improve.
Well, it's not really surprising. I think I'd make sure my coins were up to scratch if I knew I was about to lose a hand and a testicle.
Well, exactly.
It makes you wonder always, was it worth it to be a moneyer?
I don't think so. So Henry II starts the Plantagenet era, and wasn't it he that introduced the short cross penny?
It was indeed, and that type stays in use for the next 67 years.
Wow, so that was a really successful coinage.
Yes, it became well established. But I've got somewhere else to show you, so if we walk this way.
Lead on.
Wooden branches again.
Well, it could be tinfoil what he's listening to, but some of these sort of medieval coins can be sounding like just like that, so it's got to be dug.
Sounds like tinfoil to me. Yeah.
He slips it again! He does it again!
Another one for the bag.
So I told you had to dig that one.
Yeah, but I said we had to dig it. Go and have a look. But also, I mean, it's silver. It's very thin and it's broken. And to me, it sounded like silver foil. So, because that's how silver foil sounds. But we have to dig it, and I nearly never did. And I said, Gordon, what do you think? He said, yeah, dig it. We dug it, and that's the result.
What I can see is a solid cross. It's definitely number 2.
Yeah.
It's definitely a hammered penny. It's silver. I mean, if I found that just out in a field, I think I found a Norman penny. Probably Henry I, that sort of thing. That would be extra exciting if it was.
I've done it. Gary, it says on it. What
Gary
does it say?
2.
Gary 2.
Right.
You get that?
Not sure what that coin was, but we'll get it seen by the experts and we soon will know what it is. Could be another hammered coin. Oh my. Oh, does that look like a gold coin to you? Like a hammered gold coin? Oh, give me a heart attack then. A Benson and Hedges wrapper or a packet of cigarettes. If it had been a gold noble, that would have been definitely the find of the, probably my year. The Button King.
Look at the size of that. I hope it's not electric.
I mean, you can walk on a field and every signal will be good. And then you can walk on a field with high expectations and it ends up that your mate finds everything. And that's one of those days.
There's an amount of pride in it as well. You know, because sometimes you can go for a long time without finding anything. It's like going fishing. You go fishing for days, some people, and they don't find anything. And then that's what we call our duck. And, you know, I've been very lucky.
So why have you brought me here?
Well, we're close to where we believe the site of the mint in Winchester was, the place where they actually made the coins.
So there were 70-odd mints.
Yes, back in Norman times.
Right, and then when the short cross penny starts being minted, there are only 5.
Yeah, we start with 5 mints.
And
Winchester was one of them.
Right, right.
But not for very long, because the mint burnt down.
Ah.
And they had to move the minting from Winchester temporarily to Wilton.
I don't even know what a short cross penny looks like.
Right, OK, well, I can show you some pictures of what a short cross penny looked like. So we have a bust of the king, and there's his name, Henricus Rex. The reverse of the coin, which is where it gets its modern name from, because it's got a short cross, it doesn't go to the end of the coin. This tells us the moneyer name and the place at which it was minted. All short cross pennies have the name Henricus Rex. For the first time in the English coinage, the name does not change with the name of the king. These were introduced in 1180 in the reign of Henry II. They continue in use through the entire reign of Richard I, the entire reign of John, and the first part of the reign of Henry III. We don't know exactly why. The type stays the same for 67 years.
So they call them pennies, but what would this have bought you back in Plantagenet times?
Well, a skilled man's wages about this period would have perhaps been threepence, perhaps fourpence a day. A tradesman's wages today, £150 or so a day. So that means that each penny would have a buying power equivalent today of about £50. Fine if you want to buy a house or a car, not much use to you if you want to buy a pint and a packet of crisps.
What did you do if you wanted a pint and a packet of crisps?
Well, you'd need a small change. And the way you got it was to take a penny and cut it. You cut it into 2 pieces to make 2 half pennies, or you cut it into quarters to make 4 farthings or farthings, like these.
This would be worth about £12.50.
Yeah, it's a little simplistic, but it would have still been a significant sum of money.
Right, and very easy to lose.
Very.
And also, I might say, very difficult for our boys to find something so tiny.
They are indeed. I mean, if you go back 20, 25 years, metal detectors weren't sophisticated or sensitive enough to be capable of finding the little tiny coins.
That's going to be a real challenge for the boys.
It is.
But if anyone can find it, Gordon will.
I don't think it's a coin, that's the thing.
No.
It's another pull ring.
Pull
Can
tab.
you believe that? Can you believe that? Well, I think we'll have to call it a day.
Yeah?
It's getting a little bit dark now.
Well, we can put the lights on the Green Goddess.
OK, well, we'll try carry on a little bit longer then. You found a couple, so...
Yeah, but we need one more.
Sort of leftover blob of bronze from where they may have been making things. This definitely looks old to me.
Come on, God, you can do it. You haven't. You have. Holy... I could kiss you!
It's a cut quarter penny. They used to, in the medieval period, they used to chop these pennies up into halves and quarters, and, you know, this used to be called a fourth thing, and that's where the name farthing came from. It's a lot better to find the whole ones, but it's a very, very interesting coin.
Sorry to interrupt, but I've got 8 of those.
Yeah, well, if you chop yours up, there would be 8, yeah. Even though he's still done better than me. At least I've found what I was after. Personally, I didn't have a very good day, but it's a team effort, and the team came through.
I did kick his butt.
So we got the coins that we were after. 2 of them are definitely short cross coins. The third one is definitely a hammered coin, and it's at least a short cross coin. When I say at least a short cross coin, if it's not, it could be older and it could be even rarer. But we're going to need the experts to have a look at that first before I get too excited. We have to hand them in within 14 days because we do know that they are treasure. They will then go to the British Museum, who will write a report about them. We'd rather donate them because the original coins were donated, so it'd be nice to keep them all together and then hopefully they'll display them.
To be honest, I wanted more. I came away with a little bit, not so much disappointment, but wow, I'm sure there's more there. But most importantly, we did provide 3 items for the historical record to be delivered to the museum.
I did kick your ass.
Next time, though, can we have a more comfortable vehicle? First thing I need to do is to sort all through this stuff. We have really nothing here from this dig because we handed everything to the British Museum.
Yeah, but we should record all this.
I'll tell you what, Gary, you can record all this. I usually like to go through all the rubbish from digs because it brings back all those memories, but on this one, I didn't do very well, and all those bad memories are starting to come back to me. Seriously, though, I've looked through all this, I can't see anything of interest.
Go on, do we have a surprise for Mike, do we?
Well, yeah, we could throw it at him, that'll surprise him. Yeah. I mean, about the only thing, there's nothing here.
Yeah, but while he's
this is lead.
Oh,
a second. I think that might be an ingot. That might be, I mean, it's not lead. I mean, it could be melted aluminium, but it feels too heavy for that. It wasn't a gold, it was brass.
Yeah, I know that, the brass one, one of his mates stuck in the ground.
I mean, it just looks like it's been smelted. There's these big bobbles in here. Yeah, I mean, if it is silver, it's It's a horrible looking thing. And just think how many of those Plantagenet pennies it would take to make a lump of silver that big. Joking apart, I think I will get that tested just to see what that content is. So you never know, we might have something to show Mike after all.
Come on, let's go.
Mikey, Mike, here we go.
I am so pleased that we're in this rather than the Green Goddess. I've actually got an intact
The Green
back.
Goddess was the Rolls-Royce of off-road survival driving.
If you could survive it.
This one was difficult because Gordon's a bit of an expert when it comes to coins, and I'm certainly not. But I've got some extra bits of information too. One particular bit of information that I think might just make his eyes water.
I'm still wondering why he's brought us here.
In London, I don't know.
In London, which is one of the most stressful places in the world to drive around. The whole job was to actually go to the original hoard site and find coins that were missed, and we did it. Although we haven't actually got anything to show Mike because the British Museum have all our stuff.
Yeah, but we've got letters.
The medieval period was a very important period in history, and the Plantagenets were central to that story.
I don't even know what a Plantagenet is.
You've done the hunt and you don't know what Plantagenet is.
It's going to be really quite strange to see the boys standing on concrete and paving the stones. I'm used to meeting them out in the country.
You're not going to let him out, are you? Gary, this is embarrassing.
Hey, stop! I'm Norwegian, let me through. Taxi's trying to burn me off.
That's good.
Look at that, but that's a hoard hunter's vehicle. Look at that!
Oh, yeah.
It's got you on the back. Manga. What's that? Norway, let me through! Coming through! Thank you!
Oh my God.
Why does everyone look at me funny?
No. Wait, the taxi's coming! The taxis are mad!
The taxis can wait.
Oh!
See? Look, you're there.
Wow, you are such a skillful driver, Gary.
Well, I have been. I mean, I've crossed deserts.
Now you crossed the road.
I can't wait to see how they take the city.
The big smoke.
It's a bus. Do you know what? I'm glad I don't live in the city. Mike, we've named a pub after you.
Thank you.
God.
So why have you brought us into the smoke?
No, I just wanted to see you, like, in the middle of town. It's quite weird.
There's no grass anywhere.
The reason I brought you here is because we're looking at Plantagenet coins, the standardisation of money, basically, in Britain. And what better place to talk about that than the City of London, the heart of the financial industry.
So why have you brought us to what must be one of the thinnest pubs in the world?
It's bigger than it looks. It plays quite an important part in my story.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking forward to it. Let's get a warm.
Go get warm.
Thank you, George.
Shit before the shovel.
Age before beauty.
So I've been learning all about Plantagenet coins, particularly short-cross pennies. So hopefully I've got a few things that you won't know.
Tell us then, surprise
Well,
me.
the first thing about them is that by the end of the Norman period, coins had got really debased, is the word.
Yep.
Do you know about debased?
And they're also very, very poorly struck. A lot of them are very irregular. And I think it was during the Henry I, the Great Assize. Some of the some of the actual moneyers were actually called to was it the Tower?
No, I got that Winchester.
Wrong. Winchester, right? That's right.
The biggest problem though with this debased coinage is because we're trading internationally now. All the towns are growing. It's all about trade. The problem was that people just didn't want to take English coinage. So Henry I, he's the one that called all the moneyers in, brought them all to Winchester, not London. And the main thing there was that he wanted to make an example. He wanted to say, look, you know, if you debase my coins, you are in deep trouble. Do you know what the punishment was for debasing coinage?
My memory of that whole thing, and I mean, I must admit, this was from a
This is not going to be good.
Pamphlet from years and years ago, was that they was skinned alive and their skins were nailed to the door of a door, I suppose, of Winchester Cathedral or whatever. I don't know. Tell me.
Well, part of the clue is where we are, the name of the pub.
Okay, I'm getting a slightly uneasy feeling now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Fidgeting a bit?
Yeah.
Do you want another clue to
Me?
get it right? Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, right, okay. So they were castrated.
Are your eyes watering?
Yeah.
Actually, you're still not quite right, because they had one hand cut off.
Yeah.
And they weren't totally castrated. Just one testicle was removed.
Right. Okay.
Right. What good the other one would be, I really don't know. But so, guys, that is why I brought you to Ye Olde Cock Tavern.
I think you've got slightly dodgy lateral thinking there.
Yeah. But you didn't know about this?
No, I didn't know that.
Great. So I actually found out something that you don't know.
Yeah, you've got to the slightly gritty details.
So, guys, that's what I've learned. How was it all for you?
Very successful dig.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that when I see it.
Anyway, come on, let's show him the stuff then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this is a lot of this stuff that Gary found, and I'm sure that you can go through this and find something of real interest.
Why did I find it?
You found most of it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, this is disgusting.
There is actually one really important piece there.
This has got hair on it.
Which I
Oh,
thought...
that's vile.
Have a look at that and see what you think that
Oh,
is.
it's not your novice.
I tested this for silver by putting a little bit of chemical on that edge and looking for it to change black. And it didn't. So I threw that back in there and thought, oh, well, what a load of rubbish. But now it has actually gone back. It's gone back. It could be silver. I thought I was coming here to show you this, say I thought it was silver, but now it's not.
Is it
But now it could be. No, this is definitely, this could still be.
Well, that's
Get out!
It's a big silver
one.
ingot. I mean, I found one bigger than this, and that's in a museum. So this is going to need to be handed in under the Treasure Act. Now I realise what it is. I've got 14 days to hand it in.
So this could have been part of the original hoard.
Yeah, it could be. And I mean, the guy may even been stealing little clippings off the coins and avoided the nut wrencher, and then he made all those little clippings into that. So it could be part of the hoard, yeah. Yeah, I think that definitely has to be in the top pocket and not in the rubbish anymore.
Right, come on.
Right, come on.
Okay.
Get on to the good stuff.
Oh, you've got good stuff as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're
In a
not.
box.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's a letter opener.
Didn't want to even guess what it was.
And it's for opening those. Now, these are actually...
What's going
What's it
on
say
there?
You've got to remember, we had 14 days to hand what we found in the British Museum. And unfortunately, that's where they still are. So we've got no coins to show you.
I'm
Well,
serious.
we went back and we found coins from the original hoard.
No.
Yeah.
We did, and you'll never guess how many we found.
I don't know, 2 or 3.
Oh, guess.
Well,
We found
anyway.
3 coins, OK?
Well, that's
Gary found
brilliant.
2 whole ones, and I found a horrible little
found
quarter
2?
one.
Yeah.
One, he slaughtered me. Now, although we haven't got the coins, we have got pictures of them. This was the very first coin, and you can see this is the King's Head side, where it would have Henry written around the outside edge there.
Henricus?
Yeah, yeah.
brilliant.
Okay, and this is basically the reverse. This shows you the short cross design.
Yeah.
And also you can actually read the money-er and everything around there.
So how did you feel when you found that?
Brilliant. And then when the second one came to, it's even more amazing.
I must admit, this was starting to get a bit annoying. Well, there's 2 of the lines there from the short cross. And if you look on this image, on that side, you can just see the bust. When I first looked at it, I thought, I wasn't sure what it was, to be honest. It looked like it could even be a Norman coin, but now I've seen it, the photographs blown up like this. I mean, you can clearly see that it is another short cross penny.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was getting a bit frustrated, but just as it was getting dark, I found one of the fractions, cut quarter. As you probably know in your research, this was called a 4th thing. And they now reckon that it wasn't the traders and the people that own these coins that were doing it. They reckon that they were probably even cut at the mince.
You reckon?
Oh,
Yeah,
really? I
into
didn't
halves
know that.
and quarters. Yeah.
He always has to get one up on me, doesn't he?
Wow.
Come on, let's open my letter. Works.
I'm hoping this is a report
it's delivered. As you can tell, it's slightly damp.
Look at this, mate. It says, "It is in my opinion that the new finds were part of the original deposit and that they, therefore, constitute treasure under the terms of the Act."
Excellent, excellent.
That's the business.
And that's what we do. We go following up old hoards and we're looking for things missed by the original finders using the state-of-the-art technology that we have. And in this case, we did it. The hoard hunters did it.
You sure did.
Because you haven't actually
No, I
found
haven't.
any coins displayed in a British museum.
No.
I can see you're so excited.
But I will now, and I have it in writing.
So, guys, you found all of this stuff.
Rubbish.
You may well have a silver ingot in your pocket.
It smells like silver.
The coins, just amazing.
Well,
and can we go and see these?
I hope so.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping they'll be all on display
So
with the
cool.
original hoards.
Yeah.
Because that you'll be looking in there saying, that one's mine, that one's mine.
How will I be able to tell which one I
Well, they'll be
found?
the best ones in there.
Yeah, the best ones in there.
Okay, I brought you to the Bucks County Museum to have a look at all my lovely finds and a couple of things that he found. Bits of rubbish. Long time no see. You've only seen pictures of these coins.
Right.
Now you should be able to see the real thing.
That's one of mine.
So I was hoping that you could come back in and see this stuff. They're
See,
both
look at
yours.
that, Mike. I
So
can remember it.
They're a lot better, aren't they, than looking at photographs?
This one's really good.
It's nice, isn't it? They're all a bit damaged, but I mean, I've got some from the original hoard here to show you if you want to see them.
Oh, right, yes,
Are they better than that?
Some of them are.
Point
Yeah,
at
see,
the
look at
time.
that.
That one's rather...
That's a lot better.
And then that's a cut halfpenny.
Right.
So whereas yours is a quarter penny.
Yeah.
I think that's the halfpenny.
So are the boys' coins going to join the original
Absolutely. I mean, they are part of the same hoard. This was the decision made by the people at the British Museum. They are from the same date, from the same field. There's no doubt about it. They are the same hoard. These have been in the ground for an extra couple of years. They've been bashed around by the plough. So the fact that they've been found.
Yeah. So we saved them just in time.
But thank you very much for donating them. It's the original hoard was donated. Now these have been donated as well. The museum's really pleased to have them.
We're really pleased to be able to donate them.
1, 8.
Only if you cut them up. You keep saying that, but you're not allowed to
Gonna do that.
Come on, let's go.
See you, by the way.
For thousands of years, hoards of buried treasure have lain undisturbed. Now, two metal-detecting hotshots who've discovered some of Britain's most incredible finds are joining forces with an archaeologist to embark on an epic quest to unlock history and unearth treasure.
I found gold!
This is the type of signal that I live for. It's a hoard! And this is only the third one ever to be found in this country of these. So it's extremely rare.
He slips it again!
They are Gordon heritage.
First Roman coin!
Gary Brune.
This is my weapon of mass detection.
And Mike Webber.
What I want to know is the coin Viking?
They are the Hoard Hunters.
A hoard is a group of personal possessions that somebody in ancient times buried, and they intended to come back for it, but for whatever reason they couldn't. If we return to sites of scattered hoards, some of them must have been missed. Now we're returning to those sites with state-of-the-art metal detectors.
We have the latest technology that can go deeper, built-in GPS system that can analyze metals and know what those metals are before we even dig them out of the ground.
We could find missing items from the original hoard, or we could find other things that unlock the history of the site.
First rule of metal detecting, get permission from the landowner. Second rule of metal detecting, obey the Treasure Act. Third rule of metal detecting, record your finds. And the fourth rule of metal detecting, get yourself some toilet paper, because you never know where you need to go.
Metal detecting can also be very dangerous, so you've got to take precautions.
Holy snake! We have 50 years of experience between us, a proven track record. We are the Hoard Hunters.
Coming up,
Come on, let's get out there.
the boys hit Tame, Oxfordshire,
Best man wins.
What can I say? It's metal detecting heaven.
in search of medieval rings and coins.
I can't believe this.
Wow. There's another one. Oh, yeah, more.
That looks like silver. What else is going to be in this garden?
To the river we go.
Come on!
He's lost it.
Give me some gold.
Gary! Gary! Medieval what? Dude, you did it.
Right, this one's really, really exciting.
Really?
Yes, I've wanted
your
to.
face.
I've wanted to get on this site for absolutely years. It's called the Tame Hoard, and what it was a guy, the Tame Hoard.
How do you spell that?
As,
Sorry.
as in the River Thames. Tame, the Tame
Thames?
Hoard. No, the Tame Hoard.
Not tame. Sorry, I don't understand. That's why I'm asking you.
It's the Tame Hoard. That's what it's called. The Tame. T-H-A-M-E.
Okay, I thought T-A-M-E.
Right, the Tame Hoard. I mean, you ask silly questions like that, and it screws me up. Right, okay, let's restart again. It's the site of the Tame Hoard, and it's where a hoard of medieval gold rings and coins was found.
Sounds good to me, like
And
medical.
this hoard is fantastic because one of the gold rings is a reliquary ring. I've got pictures of it. Let me show you this thing. You are going to be absolutely amazed at this. See the stone here? It's actually a carved amethyst, and it all opens up, and you've got all decorated panels inside it. It's awesome. They reckon that this is from the same workshop as the Middleham Jewel came out.
You serious?
And the Middleham Jewel was sold for millions. Who's to say there isn't something even more spectacular waiting for us?
So come on, what makes you think you're going to find something on this one?
Right, there's several things that are going to make this a very viable hunt. The main one is the original find was found in 1940. There wasn't a lot of good metal detectors about. We're probably going to be the first ones there with a proper metal detector over that area since 1940. And we are going to meet up with the daughter of the original finder.
You serious?
Yeah, and she is going to take us right to the spot and say, that's where it is. I mean, that sends goosebumps up me. We have got to have a good search of this.
This is a really exciting hoard. The boys are going after real treasure here. There were 5 medieval rings found at Tame, one of which is absolutely outstanding, one of the best treasures in the country. And there were also 10 silver gropes. These artifacts were incredibly valuable at the time they were buried. And what I really want to know is why were they buried and who buried them? The clue may lie with the prebendal, which is an ancient building that stands on the site close to where the hoard was found. During the medieval period, which is when it was buried, this building functioned as a kind of financial centre for the church. So some very important people lived and worked there. I wonder whether this has a link to the hoard.
Today's the day. We're going to go to Tame, follow up the Tame Hoard. I have literally been waiting for the last 15 to 20 years to detect on this site. And to me, now we've got permission, I just can't wait to get down there. I mean, it is a dream of mine. I'm just waiting for Gary now, so he's still waiting.
Well, this is it. The new Hoard Hunters vehicle, the Land Rover Tomb Raider, roll cage, lighting, everything we need to go on a Hoard Hunters expedition. Expedition.
Some of us think outside the box, but Gary thinks outside the tree sometimes. Some of his suggestions are bizarre.
I've got specialist diving gear. In fact, I've got all the stuff the SAS use. There's a method in my madness sometimes.
This is all Gary's stuff. Loads of cables and wires and weights. Weighs a ton, takes up too much space in my opinion. I mean, once he gets all that in, there's very little room for the serious stuff, the metal detectors. So that's Gary all over. Gadget man. Gary is the ultimate gadget man. And cross-dresser.
Gordon's super excited. The only problem is when Gordon gets super excited, he also gets super anti-Gary, because I know I'll be winding him up a bit.
Gary's detector all charged up. He always leaves me to do it. Good choice, Gary.
Really?
Yeah, I
thought
you were going to turn up in something like a chieftain tank or something completely impractical.
I wanted
this is good.
to, but I couldn't get one. Let's get everywhere we want to go, this.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Roll cage, so if you fall over, you'll be fine.
Why? What are you going to do with it?
Don't worry.
Right, anyway, come on, let's get this loaded up. Put all your crap out there, all your diving stuff. Are you sure we need all that? Because I'm worried that we're not going to get all my gear in there.
Don't worry about your gear.
Well, I do worry about my gear.
Don't worry, I've got my detector.
It's my gear that's going to find the stuff, not that stuff. All that's going to do is probably kill somebody.
Let's wait.
We'll take it, as long as we've got enough room. Even if you hit it.
Get in.
It will all fit, honest. Ah, we've forgotten something.
What?
The kitchen sink. Come on, let's go. It's an hour to get there.
My name is Janet Eaton. I was born Janet Mackenzie. I'm the daughter of Willets and Nancy Mackenzie, who found the town hoard. It was a Sunday afternoon, April the 20th, 1940, and they decided to go for a walk to Shabbington. They had only got into about a mile of their walk when the dog spotted something. He went to investigate, and lo and behold, he found the 5 rings and the 10 silver groats. This is a picture of my parents, Willets and Nancy, and of course Spider the dog, who should have mainly the credit for finding the hoard, because if he hadn't scratched about on the bank, it might have got passed by. So all credit to Spider. I'm very pleased Gary and Gordon are going to have a delve and see if they can find anything, and I know my father would be pleased, so they've got his blessing anyway.
Tell me more about the hoard, right?
The reason I've always felt that this should be really, really good is there were lots and lots of gold rings and some silver coins, but very few silver coins. And if you look at the other hoards of the similar type, there were literally thousands of silver coins and then just a handful of gold rings. So I still think the bulk of that hoard could be there. The downside is there's going to be loads of rubbish out of the river. I mean, just be prepared for digging the most amazing rubbish. And the lady that owns the land is really, really famous. She's Dewena Gibb. That's Robin Gibbs of the Bee Gees fame. It's his widow.
I used to sing some of his songs, actually.
And Gary, you've got to be on your best behaviour today. We've actually got permission to detect both sides of the river. That means we've got 2 bites of the cherry now. Now, we're going to go onto the public side, first of all, today, but tomorrow we're going to then switch to the other side of the river, which chances are nobody's ever detected. So this is really, really upped our chances of finding something. Now, I'm really excited now. Come on! Let's get out there! Let's get searching.
Hello, I'm
Hello.
Janet.
Hello, Janet. I'm Gordon.
Hello, Gordon.
Hi, Janet. I'm the good-looking one, Gary. How do you do?
Gary.
Apparently, it was your father that was out with a dog and the dog ran away and he went looking for the dog.
Would you like me to show you the spot?
I would possibly.
No. We're going home now. Lunch break.
I would love to know.
OK,
Right.
let's go. If we walk this way. And I think if I say about this area...
So, do you know if it's been dredged before?
It probably has been once or twice.
This looks like it's a spot, and it's a nice small spot. The easiest way to find any remnants of any hoard is knowing the exact spot. And Janet has put us right on a small spot.
Right, come on. It's a beautiful day. Sun shining. X marks the spot. It's time to get the gear out. CTX 3030 with a smaller coil. It's my lucky coil. Lock and load.
Right, that's it.
That's it.
Best man wins.
And then,
Let's
right,
go.
I'll win.
Let's go.
Detectors on.
5 feet from the bank. Nice stones coming out. This is a typical sort of thing I'd expect from a river dredgings. That's part of a can. So first bit of rubbish, but it's out of the way now. I say there's lots of nice stones. In fact, I can't believe this. That is a medieval fishing weight. I was about to say, if there was a hole in that, it'd be a fishing weight. And if you have a look, there is. So there you go. There's a hole there, runs through there, out the other side, and that would have been on one of their fishing nets. So a really important find. These are in museums. This is the best sort of sign of quality medieval that you could possibly get. You know, this is a good find, even though it's a stone.
It's in here. It's gold. The pink crown top. I thought it was a ring because it gave a double tone as if you're going over something. The metal detector goes bin, dit, dit. So it meets the middle, it sounds just like a ring. It's gold coloured. Ah.
Now that's what a big gold ring would sound like. Also a screw cap. It's the top of a can. It ain't gonna be easy.
I found a tin can. Gordon found his brick. I just found a tin can.
Lots of bottle tops.
Silver.
That is some sort of fishing weight. I knew it wasn't going to be easy.
Absolutely full of trash. Everywhere.
That sounds like a hammered coin. Crown cap made of metal. Every tin can thrown away in Tame ends up on this bend, and then when it's dredged out, it ends up here. Go on then.
That was a waste of time, wasn't it?
Might come back and have another go at this.
I'm coming back with a JCB.
It's probably your best bet, actually. So I know that Janet was kind enough to show us the spot where she was told it was.
Yeah.
But I think that we should now start thinking outside the box a bit. If we have to, we can come back here and try to wade through all this rubbish, but I don't think there's much chance of us finding anything here. At least if we go to the other side, we might accidentally find a Roman treasure, you never know. But staying here is a waste of time. Yeah. So let's go.
All right, job's a good one. Okay. Shove them in, gunga din.
As I understand it, the hoard was found by this pool over on the public side of the river.
Yes, well, that's what a popular opinion of the reports actually indicate. However, in the report from the Ashmolean, which was done very soon afterwards, it says that Willox was walking along the left bank of the River Tame.
So, over here?
Yeah.
rather than over here.
Yeah.
Oh. So we've got the original finder relaying the find spot to his daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
And relaying the find spot to the museum. And yet the museum and his daughter both tell us they were in different places.
They were tell different stories, yes. That's right, yeah, yeah. I'm not sure whether he actually knew where he found it. He possibly didn't mark the spot, and he tried to go back later and said, well, it must have been here.
So basically the boys have got a huge area to cover.
Incredible area, yeah.
They better get walking.
This is not your normal, everyday, ordinary site. Right, we're here now in Duina's garden.
Yes.
And she's given us permission to search. That's where we were, just over there. But now I believe that you believe it's further that way, which would make sense.
And I think that it's actually up closer to the house. Yes.
You're not going to walk too far away from the house.
I don't think so.
To bury your treasure. So I'm going to go search the garden. So we'll get that cleared out of the way first of all. Yeah. Then, if we have no joy there, we've got all this area, which makes sense, and it fits in with the original story. So I think we've got a plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get with it.
Look at this. I don't think this place has ever been metal detected, ever. What can I say? It's metal detecting heaven. It's just unreal. I'm blown away by the whole thing. When you walk around, you can literally feel the history. I can't explain it. You just feel it. I've just got to find something before the day's done. Let's go under, see what we can find. I've got a signal here. My signal's there.
Big signal, but it's right under the root. Sounds absolutely a perfect signal.
I think it's silver foil.
Straight back to the 17th century. This is a cup weight. Very nice find. These were used by traders. You'd have a 2 ounce, 1 ounce, half ounce, and they were like weights that sat into each other. And for the first signal, I mean, what else is going to be in this garden? It's not gold treasure, but it's definitely a good sign that there's going to be a lot in this garden. Top find.
A weight?
Yep.
How cool is that? Well done. First find to you.
Yep.
Well,
right,
I'm thirsty.
I mean, I can't believe how dark it's got. It's only 6:30. This is because it's raining so hard. Let's regroup down the pub and we'll figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. There is going to be a fortune in this garden. We have been unbelievably lucky today. First, Janet took us to the find spot that her dad showed her, where the stuff came from. OK, it turned out to be a bit of a disaster with all the rubbish that was there, but then to have Duina to actually allow us to detect her garden. This is land that's never been detected properly. How lucky can you be in a day? So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, and I think we should go back there to start with. I then want to get into the river. Who knows what's going to be in there? So, anyway.
I'm all for that. Cheers for that.
So, tomorrow.
Cheers. Right, you get the stuff out.
So here we are, day 2. I was thinking last night, I might have a rethink about how we're going to do today. We're going to carry on, I think, with a plan on this lawn today.
Right.
But I still want to go back to the original spot that we were, where Janet showed us, because I think I gave up too easy. I mean, I was confronted with all those bits of tin and stuff, and I may have wussed out a bit too quick.
OK, you stay there, dig that crap up. I'm going to stay here digging up the good stuff.
OK, yeah, no problems. No, I think we've got to do it as a team, and I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get detecting and
Get on with it. Let's go find something.
This is a strong signal. Very strong signal. It's going to be modern because it's shallow. Said it was modern. English 20p piece smashed.
Oh, big musket ball. That's not a hunting musket ball. That is the sort of thing that was used in the Civil War. These were shot in anger. I mean, that's the oldest thing I found here so far. Strange lead artifact. So I'm gonna have to clean that one off and do a bit of research, but I mean, it could be the top of a candlestick. That looks like silver. It looks like the handle of a seal. I think it's very thin silver, oversight. Yes, again, it's probably 17th century or later. It looks like a quality find, though, doesn't it? Ah, something from the Second World War. Seems that a lot of conflicts have left a lot of artifacts. We've had the musket ball. Now we've got this from the Second World War.
It must be wonderful to live in a building like this with so much history, but how did you feel when you realised a hoard had been found in your back garden?
I was so delighted, but I'm not surprised because this was a very powerful place just recently. I feel like it's beginning to reveal its secrets.
Could we go and see a little bit more of this beautiful building?
Yes, absolutely. Come, let's go. That's the remaining wall of the Grand Hall. It was joined onto the highs. Yes.
It's amazing that it survived, and to think that such important people, such important decisions were made, well, right in your backyard.
This is one of the finest oak ceilings in medieval buildings in Britain at the moment.
This, I suppose, is one of those powerhouses of the church.
Mhm.
Presumably, whoever buried the hoard didn't live to come
Yes.
back to collect it.
Yes.
It's been really interesting today because what I've got now is a context, a kind of setting to put the hoard into. It's not just a group of objects found in the ground, it's a group of objects related to the whole history of a place, and particularly to this place, and what a history it's got.
Still by the tree, you must be finding stuff.
What have you got?
I've got some silver. Ta-da!
Oh, brilliant. That's off a knife, is it?
I don't know, it feels Georgian.
How cool's that, eh?
Yeah. But I'm now itching. I'm going to go back.
You can go. I'm staying here. Go on, find your tin cans.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah. I'll tell you. Wow. It's good that Gary's actually let me drive this. Feeling good? I get over to that site and put these doubts out of my mind. I mean, for a time there, I actually lost the whole purpose of why we're here. We are hoard hunting here, and we've come here to find part of the tame hoard that may have been lost. Here we go again.
There it is. What is that? Wow. That's so cool. It's an old lead soldier. Look at the detail on that with his backpack on. He's still got some colouring on him. Now that is cool. Look at that.
Now, Janet said the actual coins was 5 feet away from the edge of the river. I was thinking about this last night. The river is going that way, and all this is building up with silt and stuff, OK? So this here is the original edge of the river, and 5 feet is going to be here, around this area here. And there's still loads of signals here. So I've got to get through all the rubbish, and hopefully we'll find something from the hoard.
Could be another one. Oh yes. Another one. Wow. Bit of business. Well, there must be more here. Go back with a whole fucking army of them. Some young lad must have been playing under this tree. playing with his little toy soldiers.
So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to speed detect. I'm just going to get the signals out as quickly as I can. You might as well take a seat. I'll give you an idea of the sort of junk that we're getting. Beer cans, soft drink cans, all sorts of things. This is depressing.
There's another. Forget this now, I've found a hoard of them. Yeah, there we go. This one's got a sword and some red paint on it. I found a hoard of soldiers. Another one, I think. They are. I think that's 2 feet. Is that him? There he is. Oh, yeah, more. Well, would you believe it? There's his head. And there he is. That's his head, isn't it? How cool is that, eh? I mean, we'll find out now who used to live here and give him his soldiers back. Well, I'm well chuffed with that.
There's signals everywhere. Another tin can. More of this melted aluminium. I've nearly reached the point where I'm happy that there's nothing within reach. It doesn't look like I'm going to be adding anything to the hoard. So I'm going to just do this area here, and then I'm going to go down by the main house, opposite side of the river where the dredgings are there, because I think there's a better chance.
Gordon said he was going to be there. Where is he? He's not there. Some communication wouldn't go amiss. Where have you been?
I'm having a look at the dredgings down there. You going in the river?
What do you want me to go in the river for?
Right, go up the tributary and see if you can find something.
What am I looking for?
Old stuff.
What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be down on the dredgings closer to the house.
On dry land?
On dry land, yeah. Good luck, Harry!
Well, it looks like I've got the job again, doesn't it? So the way I'm going to get in, there's loads of barbed wire. It's steep. I don't know what the bottom's like. I don't know how deep it is out there. My detector Excalibur, waterproof to 60 metres. Gordon said I'm looking for anything old. I think the oldest thing we'll find in the river will be me. I am in the brink. Whoa! Now, this isn't easy as detecting on land because you can't see what you're digging up. So what you have to do is scoop next to my foot and dig it in. Silver paper.
Lots of rubbish. 1 penny. Just to put it. 2 bob bit.
Nothing. Right, I'm getting out. This was terrible. Gordon's been running around everywhere like a blue-arsed fly. And, you know, he's got so many plans going on that, you know, I haven't got a clue. So I think we'll go find out what his next plan is. You got your flipping suit on. Oh, you weren't going in.
Right, the reason why I've put on my suit is because of what's coming out of the bank on the other side of the river. I can see all the archaeology there spawning out of the bank. I'm going to go in there and have a look at it.
Good, I'm going to watch you.
OK, cool.
Bye, Gordon.
Quite excited about this. This is definitely a good turn of events. Come on, something old. Give me something old.
Gordon's digging away. I mean, he's lost it. I think it's gone to his end now. I think he's out of it.
A lead seal, and I don't think it's a very old one. So not a great find. It's really raining hard now, though. It's too muddy there. Let's go back up here a bit. Big fishing weight. Not good.
It's great to get out of my dry suit. I was a little bit chilly.
a lump of muck. An old coin. So that's older. We're getting old. Actually, that's George the First. That's a cracking coin. We're getting older. We're definitely getting older.
Gordon's in a freezing cold river on his own. He could be here when we sat here warming up.
Psycho.
Well, give him his due. He's, you know, not giving up. But I am.
I got a hammer! Gary! Gary!
What have you caught? A cold?
I got a hammer! Medieval!
Medieval what?
Looks like a half penny. Cracking condition.
Are you serious?
Have a look at this beauty. Yeah.
Whoa, doody.
How old? We're looking at the 13th, 14th century, around that sort of period. Exactly the same period
as the hoard.
So we've done it. We found medieval.
Oh, dude, you did it.
Yeah, I am so relieved because this was a bit of a disaster, this hunt. But the river's the place. You can have modern fishing weights laying on the surface with Roman coins because it's all churned up. You just never know what you're going to find.
I thought, wow, when I found that find, I can go. But how wrong was I? We're never going to get home now. Never.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
Are you serious? He's got another one.
I'll tell you what, they're getting bigger as well. Yes!
Oh,
It's a
my...
beauty! That makes the other one look stupid. What a coin. When that's cleaned, that's as good as they get. And now I've got in the river, this was the right decision, and I am buzzing. I am absolutely buzzing.
Dude!
We did it!
You did it. Today, I think it was my encouragement to get in the river and help him and do stuff that really brought the goodies out. You might as well go, because it's going to be a long night.
Gary's going to be well pleased. Certainly wouldn't want to get hit by that. The coin that changed the whole dig, if it wasn't for this medieval coin, I could have given up exactly what we were trying to find.
What's up?
Hello, Gary.
Well, we're going to see Mike. Oh. Today, we're going to have a really good time.
Right, so you've got a postcode where we got to meet him.
Yeah.
Any idea where it is?
I haven't got a clue where he's taking us, but it is exciting.
I'll see where the postcode takes us, I guess.
Yeah.
Today, this is a really grand hotel. It wasn't like that, you know, in the past, but something very important happened here that's central to our story.
You reckon Mike's going to be impressed here?
Yeah. I'm just interested to see what Mike's actually found out for us.
I want to know who's playing with my soldiers.
Well, see, that's going to be that high up in his
I hope so.
I've been pretty lucky on this one. There's quite a lot of information. I've learned quite a lot of stuff and some really interesting stuff too. So I just hope they've got something interesting to show me in return.
What are you going down here for?
What do you mean, what am I going down here for? Get your nose out. I'm driving, not you.
Yeah, I don't recognise any of this.
Spready
Oh,
Electric
that's
car
Spready
park
Electric.
next on the left. Mike has come up high in my expectations already. He's brought us to a pub.
Right, let's go.
My very own tame archaeologist. Good to see you. Come on, what's the plan?
So, Mike, why have you brought us here?
For a drink, I hope.
There must be a reason, you know, Spread Eagle.
Okay. Tuesday, 28th of May, 1940. Coroner's inquest here at the Spread Eagle Hotel. It's here that the Tame Hoard was declared treasure trove.
Right, I was
and
where it would be.
they did pay the finder, Willox Mackenzie, £150.
150 quid?
That's quite a lot of money then. And it enabled him to buy a house, and in fact, he lived in it until the day he died.
I know someone else who did that. He's not dead yet, though.
Yeah, I found the Milton Keynes treasure, and the two finders, we both got a lot of money, and I managed to pay off my mortgage.
Oh.
Yes, you did.
Do you think that lot's going to pay off mine?
No.
Should we get in and have a look?
Yeah. I don't think it's even going to buy a caravan.
So I had a really good time. I met some brilliant people and found out some really interesting stuff. So how did you get on in the muddy field?
Oh, it was great. We got here, we decided exactly what we were going to do. We had a plan, we stuck to it, and we found stuff.
Had a plan? This guy was bouncing everywhere. Nothing was planned. Nothing at all.
We did think on our feet.
I really can't wait to see what you found. One of the things I was talking about to Dwena was why was the hall buried and who buried it? I mean, one possibility is that it was buried around the time of Henry VIII and his dissolution of the monasteries.
The Reformation, yeah.
And what makes me think that is what he hated about the monasteries was how much power and money they had. The Prebendal Manor House was full of power. And the other thing is that one of the guys who was in charge of the Prebendal was Richard Maudley, and he opposed Henry's divorce, and he did this in public.
Dodgy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people were losing their heads, losing all their lands a lot at the time. And everyone was thinking, whoa, you know, any minute now, they're going to come and
let's take
kick
all
off.
the money and treasures and hide it away somewhere.
Absolutely. Kids learn about this thing in school, you know, it's a sense of real local pride. So anything that you have found that adds to that story is just going to be great for the people of Tame.
Would you like to see the items?
Yeah.
No, don't
Lovely
show him
see.
now.
Let's see what you've managed to dig up.
The first thing I dug was a tin can, and in the spoil I found this.
Oh, wow.
I always wanted to find was one of these, and it's actually a fish trap weight, and it's medieval.
This is some guy's work. This was his living. Do you know what I mean? This is what every day he'd have to hump it down to the river to catch fish.
The next things aren't quite as grand as the medieval one.
I know what this is. It's an apothecary's weight.
Yeah, it's a little
nested weight.
So once I found that, I knew that I had a find that there was a potential to date, and I can see half of a crown and a letter I, so it's most likely James II, late sort of 17th century. Now, the next things I'm going to show you are both from the Civil War period. And the first one we found was this, and it's a seriously heavy musket ball, nearly 33 grams. I mean, if you got hit by that, you'd be seriously hurt. Then we found this, very, very close to it. Now, I'd be very impressed if you recognise what that is. Do you give up? It's basically the nozzle from a powder pourer.
Oh, yes.
And that's that, and they are Civil War only.
It's lovely. Did you see the door to the refectory at the Prebendal?
No, is it? You tell me it's peppered with musket ball
It's
holes.
absolutely peppered with musket ball
Is
holes.
it?
Right.
Yep.
Now, the next things I'm going to show you are toys.
What toys? What about toys? I found a hoard of soldiers. There you go. Look at that. No, look at these. These are so cool. See
Now,
that?
these tin soldiers are actually top quality tin
Are they?
soldiers, yeah.
See, am I good? Am I good?
They're really well moulded.
They are from the turn of the century.
Where were these found?
Under a big tree.
In the front of the Prebendal.
In the front garden.
Bear with me.
Well, look at it. Dum, dum, dum.
There he goes. Look, he's got his goosebumplies are up.
This guy lived at the Prebendal, Harmon Greasewood. And it says here, look, places in the garden where you had hidden things that would be retrieved or would come to life again when the long winter ended.
So what you're saying is that he's burying his tin soldiers out in the garden to retrieve them. And once the winter has gone,
he just
lost
grew up and never went back for his soldiers.
Amazing.
And he says here, look, the shop sold sets of toy soldiers.
Wow.
And new shapes of guns. These were daubed with red ink.
Yeah, he is.
Is it really?
Wow, he's got red ink all over him. See?
Well, it's
Oh,
definitely
geez, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
And there's the red ink all on it.
And the dates the date's right.
Right.
Everything's right. That is lovely. I love it when a document and the archaeology comes together.
Tin soldiers with a provenance.
I think this is impressing me more than the...
The medieval fishing way.
I was working up to find something from the hoard or something dating or...
Well, we both wanted that.
Now, guys, let's just...
So, basically, I went back, put on my dry suit, in I went, and started searching. First coin wasn't too brilliant, but extremely rare. I mean, if that had been sort of mint condition, you'd be looking at an £800 coin there.
800 quid?
Yeah, even in the condition that it's in, it's still got a good value.
Wow.
And I thought, right, I'm back to the 1700s, maybe there's something even older. And then, yeah, the first medieval coin. This turned out to be Edward III.
And it's silver, isn't it?
It's silver.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a halfpenny. And I mean, I can date it exactly because that coin was minted between 1344 and 1351.
This is the same date as the earliest coins in the hoard, isn't it?
And then I found this one, which is a lot better. This is a penny of Edward I, a little bit earlier, but again showing there's obviously medieval stuff there to be found.
Absolutely. And this is in really good condition.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic. That just takes you right back to...
Yeah, well, it's a 13th century coin, this one. So when they were actually building a lot of those buildings in Bandol.
Absolutely. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic collection. Yeah. And a collection that relates directly to the building, to the people that lived in it. I just think it's beautiful. Who do you think's been the most successful?
Gordon.
I don't know. Although we came here to find the medieval bits and pieces, I must admit, even I'm impressed with the provenance of those toy soldiers. I have to give it to you, Gary.
Do you agree with that?
What do you think?
Do you agree with that?
I do.
Yes, he swoops it again. Well, the drinks are on you, Gordon. You
Well,
no,
I think
let's change it. Archaeologist.
It was the winner who's going to
No, he doesn't buy. He wins.
No, the winner of the best find.
No, he wins. The guy who judged it, who chose me, he can. He chose the best.
Conceded to you.
No, you didn't. You said, come on, you can't give with one hand and take away with the other. No, it's nothing to do with that. If your horse wins the race, you get the champagne. You
You've
don't
got the money
buy
to
it.
buy the drink.
You don't buy it.
Of course you do. You've done the race, you win